Hey, today we're going to see how to use Claude Code, Codex, any AI agent of your choice to create this customer portal or custom app for your AI voice agents customers so that they can see how many calls the agents are taking, how they are going, the outcome, the different transcripts in case that they want to get access to that information. And we're going to be using technologies that are going to be making this much more easily. To create our self-hosted voice agents and to give that information to the customer portal, we're going to be using Callflow, link down below in the description. In case that you want to test it out, you have an interactive demo here. You can also choose to ask for a 7-day trial. And yeah, let's start building. Great, so we are now inside of Callflow. I assume that you have already created an agent, Callflow, set up the different AI services and whatever. I uploaded a quick start guide yesterday for Callflow. So in case that you want to be using this, go watch that video. Okay. However, let's get started creating the customer portal or custom app for your clients that you've seen in the introduction. First, you'll have to go to docs.callflow.com, go to API reference, save this link, and then go to webhook events and save this link too. Okay. And by the way, I will not be using Claude Code. I prefer T3 Code, but you can use Claude Code, Codex CLI, the Codex app, whatever you want. It will work for all of these apps. Okay, I just prefer Codex models, GPT models, as I think that they are much more precise and will not jump into doing changes so rapidly. But this has been my experience. If you have a better experience working with Opus models or Sonnet models, do whatever you want. Okay, however, I'm going to be using T3 Code in this case as I have a Codex subscription. So yeah, I just installed it. I have Codex CLI also installed in my Windows PC, so I have already set up everything. And as you can see, I've been already using T3 Code for different projects. Okay, right. So now basically what you have to do is create a new folder in your PC. I'm going to be creating this folder in the desktop. Great. So I have it here. And now I'm going to be copying the path, add the project. Okay, paste it here and select the folder and the project will be added. Okay, currently this project is completely empty. So let's start saying I want to build a custom app / dashboard for my client that it's DNA testing company, let's say. This company has purchased one voice agent from me and I want them to have a dashboard to see how everything is going. I use Callflow to create self-hostable voice agents. Please take a look at the API and webhooks documentation and see what's possible to add into the custom app. And let's just share links, webhook here, and then API reference, copy this and paste it here. Do not start building yet, just so that we can know what is possible with the API and the webhook of Callflow. Okay, that's pretty much it. And actually, I'm going to be putting myself here so that you can see everything. I'm probably going to be using Net.js as it's the framework that I'm mostly used to work with. Okay, especially while vibe coding these projects, as it's pretty simple then to upload it to a VPS and start it. It's extremely easy. I'm going to be showing you how to do it, okay? Because we'll need to put this project into a server so that it's reachable via the internet and Callflow can actually send information to the dashboard itself, okay? So yeah, I'm just going to be leaving this as it is. I'm going to be reading out loud, showing you all the capabilities that you can, well, all the information that CallFlow gives. But as we've seen, the customer portal, it's pretty simple, as I already recorded this video yesterday and I spent 3 hours waiting the AI to code the whole thing. It was just too complex. So that's why I'm just going for a much more simple customer portal to not spend another 3 hours recording the video and having to ditch that. Okay, but CallFlow gives you a lot of information, so you can play around with a lot and you can do really cool stuff with the information that CallFlow provides you with. Awesome has ended its research. So basically what you can realistically add: a live activity feed, call started, call in progress, call hang up signal, transfer, participant, and all of these, call history or quality assurance center, call finished, includes segment, summary, intent, calls result, sentiment, keywords, latency, connection quality, hang up reason, and recording metadata, executive KPIs, exposure total calls, provider cost, human equivalent value, agent and routing. Okay, yeah, you can see, if you really want to read all of this, you can pause the video. But as you can see, there are a lot of information here. I actually am building this custom app for a video. So let's add the main stuff: call history, basic metrics to see how many calls have been done, how are they going, and so on. I want this project to be built using Next.js, and let's use SQLite for the database. It's just to make things simple, okay? Of course, if you want to be using this in production, probably using SQLite is not the best option. But yeah, just to keep things simple, instead of having to set up now a whole database, it will just be overcomplicating the video. I'm just setting SQLite database that are just files, okay? .db files. It's that simple, okay? So that I can just basically upload everything into the VPS and it will be working. And you can also use this for simple apps. If it's for a small client, probably it will just work with SQLite, okay? However, if it's an enterprise customer, please make the extra effort and set up at least a MySQL database or something like this, okay? I want this to be as simple as possible to have it built quick. Of course, as I've said, you can have plan the implementation, please, pretty in detailed. Of course, as I've said, if this is for a real customer, you would have to spend a little bit more time doing this, depending of how much you have charged for this. Of course, if it's a low ticket client, probably you would have to have a template that you would be using and just adapt it to that specific customer. Also, if that's the case, you could also be using the inbuilt client portal that CallFlow provides you with. By the way, you'll have CallFlow website down below in the description, and also a call.com link in order to schedule a call in case that you want to be exploring CallFlow, see if it would be a good fit for you, for your company, and all of this. Okay, but yeah, and let's see what it is saying. How should the dashboard get its call data from the first version? Hybrid, implement a real CallFlow webhook API integration plus a local seed demo. I want the data that's being received from CallFlow to be saved into the database instead of directly showing the data from the webhook/API requests. What access model do you want for this first version? Single password, single shared login via no auth. not necessary for this demo. Of course, you would have to set an auth. If it's a small client, probably with AI coded authentication would be fine. However, if you are doing this for a client that is a little bit larger, probably you would have to look into different auth providers. I have heard of Fusion Auth for self-hosted installations in case that you want to self-host the auth system too, or you can use WorkOS if it's in an enterprise level, all of this. For the first version, how much call content should we store and show? Store transcript, summary, metrics, and metadata so the call feels complete in the video. Yeah, something like this. It's just to show you guys what's possible with call flow and plus Claude Code or Codex. Okay. After 10 minutes, the plan is ready. Let's read it. The single tenant, no auth, Next.js dashboard for DNA testing company for store, call flow, call data in SQLite and presence, a metric overview, searchable call history, a call detail view with transcript, summary, sentiment, and operational metadata, optional recording, playback via fresh call flow token generation. Okay. The app will use, okay, it doesn't really matter, the technology in this video. Product scope, in scope, dashboard, homepage. Yeah, looks pretty good. It's somewhat complete, but not too complex. Out of scope, multi-user auth, CRM sync, out of scope. Okay, yeah. Chosen defaults, technical stack. Yeah, I think it looks quite good. Yeah, all the events and all this stuff. Yeah, quite in detail, indeed. So let's just implement the plan. I really like this view from T3 Code, to be honest. I prefer this over the Codex app one that I use in my MacBook. But yeah, let's see you whenever this has finished. Probably I'll have to tell it to continue. I don't know. Probably this will be a little bit of a longer chat. T3 Code is still in alpha, so that's why it may be happening. But yeah, I want to be using Windows to record this video. My MacBook is not as powerful to be able to record quality videos, and I needed a coding agent orchestration software. Yeah, T3 Code is quite good for you guys that may want to be using this to have a platform like this in Windows. So yeah, let's see you in a moment. After 30 minutes building, it has finished. Actually, it says that the SQLite already has some records, some sample records, but I'm going to be asking, okay, but is it ready to start taking information, well, data from webhook queries and start querying my call flow installation? Do you need to set up something else, or do you just need me to add the call flow API key in .m file? Well, just to make sure that this is actually working and it can be connected with call flow. Okay. But yeah, now if I run in CMD, cd desktop, cd custom, client portal, npm run dev. Let's see how it looks. Okay, localhost. Okay, awesome. Probably I have finished the process. Let's see now if it works. Okay, it doesn't really look great, but that's something that you would be iterating. Probably you would be using Opus for improving how it looks, or even Gemini. It's quite good for UI style stuff. But okay, no calls have been ingested yet. Let's see what it is telling us. It's almost ready, but not from only the API key. For this app to start working against your real call flow instance, you need this in .env. Yeah, okay. What each one is for, required now, where lives. The SQLite DB should be living in the same folder of the software. Let's create a .db file and use that, please. Okay, so yeah, it just requires me to be setting some of these up. Normal dashboard data comes from. Okay, yeah. So let's go to the folder, customer portal. Let's look for the .env, probably going to be this .env example. And let's edit this database URL. Well, actually, let's let it finish. And after it has finished setting up this database thing, I'll be setting up all the URL for call flow, the API key, and so on. Awesome. It is done now. Let's go back to that. Open with Visual Studio Code. Let's do a little bit of zoom. And now, okay, Helix portal. Yeah, so call flow base URL, it's call testing.baselinksl.com. The API key, it's here. Let's sign in again. Settings, AI services. Don't worry, I'm going to be resetting the API key afterwards, after I have finished recording the video. Callflow webhook secret, going to create a new webhook, tutorial, custom app URL. So this will probably be custom app.vaselinksl.com. HTTP, the HTTP method is post, all events, okay, create. Yeah, I have to set this to HTTPS, okay. Awesome. So now I'm going back to Callflow and I'm going to be creating a new webhook. Okay. So basically I'm going to be setting tutorial custom portal. The URL will for the customer portal will be this. I have created this subdomain in the DNS records. Okay, of my domain, and yeah, it should be good. Created, and with these, well, this, and the webhook secret is right here. Okay, so going to .nv.example that I actually have it open here, and paste the webhook secret here, and yeah, it should be good. Let's save it, and actually let's rename this file to .nv, okay, instead of .nv.example. And now let's see if it's working. Let's go here, reload the page. And yeah, no. And well, in order to start gathering information, the different webhooks should be starting to send information here. However, if we go to call history, we have this sample information that the AI has set up. Okay. And yeah, we have all the history here. If we click, we're sent to here, conversations snapshot to see how it went. The transcript, the webhook timeline, the different webhooks that were sent. We can actually click and see the JSON. Call metadata, direction, duration, sentiment score, latency, and all of this, transfer details, and structured analysis, points, topics, and keywords. Okay, so it's quite good. We could be iterating from here, obviously adding some graphs to make it much more visual. In overview, if we started sending data, we would start having all the information. Actually, let's tell the AI to see how it looks. Let's tell the AI to add some sample data, or not. Instead of that, let's go make an actual call. Let's go to agents. For example, let's use this tutorial quick start that I used in yesterday video. Yeah, start the agent. And now I'm going to be creating a sample HTML file to do the embed, okay? Because otherwise, yeah, you can test the agent inside of the software, but I'm not too sure that it's going to be sending the webhooks because it's not production calls, it's testing calls. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to be copying the embed, creating an HTML file here, embed.html, open it with Visual Studio Code, and here in body, paste this, go back here, double click, and we have the embed here. Okay, so let's start with it. Hey, how are you? And yeah, the call ends because this is how I set up the call flow. Okay, however, yeah, the new call has been registered and all of this, but seems that hasn't arrived. Let's do a test to see if it arrives actually. 024 events sent successfully. Okay, we should have to be, oh, yeah, that's right. It's because I haven't uploaded this to a server. Let's do that now. I'm actually going to be deleting all of this. So cd var www custom. Actually, just going to be removing the entire directory and that's it. Okay, awesome. And now make dear customer portal demo. Let's upload the files here without the node modules folder. Let's upload everything. Awesome. It has been uploaded. Now I'm going to be running and well, actually I have to get inside the folder first. And now I'm going to be doing npm install to make sure that all the dependencies are installed because I haven't uploaded the node modules. Awesome. Now that we have installed everything, I have run npm ci just to be sure that everything is installed. And now npm run build to build the application. And we're going to be using pm2 to be able to run the server, okay? The application. I already have pm2 installed. However, I'm going to be asking, hey, I have uploaded the files in a VPS. I have already run npm install and npm run build. I already have pm2 installed in the server. How can I add the app to pm2? To install pm2, just run apt install pm2 and that's it. Okay, and it's going to be installed. And now the other steps are going to be the same. Okay, to add the application into pm2 from the project folder. Okay, let's run this. Awesome. And we have Helix portal here. Then we also run this just to save the configuration and all of this. And there's actually an issue here. Okay, so instead of using port 3000 as I already have it here used, I'm going to be removing, first of all, Helix portal, delete Helix portal instead of removed. Awesome. And now instead of running this exactly, I'm going to be sending the port 5056, 52, just because it's a pretty weird port, so it will not be used. Great. Now I'm going to run the exact same thing. And yeah, it should be running correctly. Let's see if we now go to the same URL that we have set here. It should be the one. Actually not. And yeah, actually, we also have to add certbot to be able to have the HTTPS, okay? To add server, I already have certbot installed. I'm using Nginx, so please provide the initial configuration. The subdomain is, and going to copy this subdomain here, and it's going to give us the configuration for Nginx, and then to install the certificate, the SSL certificate with certbot. Okay, it's looking quite complex, but don't worry, it's extremely easy. You just have to ask these couple of questions. However, now since I'm recording, I got distracted, and that's why some of the stuff wasn't working initially. But yeah, start the app with pm2. It has already been started. Now I'm going to be copying this, going back to the terminal, nano, okay, to be editing the code, copy the code that has been generated. Now Control X, you can paste with right click, okay? Now then Control X, Y, enter, okay? Then enable it and reload Nginx. Let's go do that. It's just going to be making sure that the configuration is okay, the syntax. If this appears, it's everything okay. So let's continue. If you want non-interactive, I would recommend just run this command. It's much easier. For the email, I'm going to be setting contact.coldflow.com or baselink, just to use the same domain. And of course, to install certbot, you have to run apt install certbot. Okay. Then let's run this. It's going to be creating the SSL certificate. In case that you've created the subdomain now, like 10 minutes ago, probably there's a probability that it has not been spread over the internet, and this command is possibly going to fail. Try it one time. If it fails, just wait 24 hours or 20 hours or even 6 hours. You can try again and again, not a lot of times because it's going to be rate limiting you, but a little bit. You can run it every 3 hours if you want. Okay. And then just to check that everything is correct, let's run this. And yeah, it should be the case. Let's see if that's actually the case or not. Well, actually, now it's redirecting to another, to a software that I have self-hosted in the same server. This is some stuff that I have to tell the agent so that it modifies the Nginx config, just to make sure that everything is kind of works fine. But I have to, no, but it shows another software I have installed in the VPS, but it should be showing what we have in var www and this. Yeah, because probably the generated configuration is not the right one, or at least a directory has to be specified. It is going to give us the right configuration now. Yeah, that usually means one of the two things is matching a null site config. Then update this config to... Actually, I'm going to be passing the current config because it's just going to be much more comfortable because it's going to be edited automatically. Instead of nano, I'm going to be doing cat so that I can copy it much better. Give me the configuration edited, and also I'm running PM2 Helix portal in port 5052. This is just back and forth to fix this stuff. Okay, I'm going to be doing a cat so that you can just see the end result that you have already seen in the introduction. So yeah, awesome. I got it to work. This not secure thing is related to the SSL certificate. I could be looking into that, but let's just not worry about that. Okay. And now let's try testing this to see if it receives the information. You have already seen how it looks here in call history. Okay. So yeah, 24 out of 24 successfully. Well, it's not receiving the information. No, I'm just going to be leaving this as it is right now. I hope that you have seen how quote unquote easy it's to build a custom app. Of course, there are some trouble, but I would probably be spending 30 more minutes into getting these webhooks to be interpreted correctly by the dashboard, and that it would be working. The only thing that I would have to modify is the UI to make it much more pleasant, much more attractive, and much more suited for the DNA testing client. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in the next video. By the way, you have Coldflow down below in the description in case that you want to get it. Okay? See you next time.